Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to DRS F1. Welcome to Season 17, Round 2. Apologies. Excuse me for a moment. That's better. Apologies for missing Round 1 last week. I was preparing to go to Formula Student at Silverstone. So, let's get all our usual data up. I should also put my link in Discord for those who are willing to view. Good evening to you, Mr. Senna. Currently our reigning, but from the sound of things, not defending the champion. Yeah. We also missed the end of season 16 as well. What happened there? What was I doing? Wait, I was on holiday. Great start. Let's just get a look at some people on track. Let's take a look at. Let's have a look at one of our newcomers to DRS, ERC Bird. I've just shortened it to Bird, I think, for the simplicity. I did receive some notes in Discord for the stream. So, let's catch you up with last week's round. Let's get the results up. That's not the one I was after. There we go. So last week, ironically, was Silverstone the one the season began at the place that I was literally at over the weekend. So let's go through what we missed last week. Smuggett and Swanson were on the front row in qualifying. However, we had a first-time winner, Shawnee P, representing Racing Bulls in the in the AM class. Sorry, he took his first ever DRS win last week by 5.4 seconds over Kessler. Swanson also on the podium as well in that one last week. And as I look back up, Shawnee is currently P1 in this session by 0.2 of a second. It seems... Now, I do speak to Shawnee a little bit away from DRS, and it seems he's had a bit of coaching. I won't give away who his coach is, but let's just say, apparently I've heard something about the coach being the best coach money can buy, even though, as far as I'm aware, the coach doesn't get paid. I don't know. Smuggett retiring from the session for some reason. I'm not sure what's happened. Seems to be slowing halfway around the lap. So let's see who is currently on the fly. We'll look at... Let's take a look at news in one of the new teams to DRS. And new to F1 as well. We've got the Audi and the Cadillacs. Audi just being the Kick Saubers from the last few years in a different set of colours and a new name. So... Now you may have noticed we do not have a Senna or a Jax Daniels this season. If you've somehow managed to find a way to watch last week. Senna has been told he can only race 3 races this season. I think the same goes for Jack Daniels. Let's take a look at another newcomer here. TMK. He's just come around to start his first lap of the session on the mediums, interestingly. I should also get my track map up with the corner names before I forget. There we go. So now we head up towards Whiteford, and then up to turns 6 and 7. We should be getting the straight mode any moment now as they come through turn 9 of Clark's. Down along the back end of the lake, Shawnee P extending the advantage once again, now to a 18.3. I think we're going to have to try and keep an eye on when Shawnee does a lap. We'll go on board with him. So now we see TMK's just coming towards Ascari and then into Stewart's now. There he goes. Now to 15 of Prost. Then we've got turn 16 now. Onto the start finish straight. Where is TMK going to put himself? He's going to go up to 10th. Let's have a look. How are we've got ERC EXO as well. Where's EXO going to put himself? It's going to be 15th for now. Let's see who is. Sloss having a bit of a slow sector 1 from looks of things. Is it? Oh no. That was just the timing being a bit dodgy, I guess. Using that straight mode and the boost mode down the back end of the lake. I think he's got a Red Bull, I think it is, that is slowly approaching. No, this will be. I think it's Lord Coleman who's just behind us here. Got the two V-Carbs getting out of the way, Shawnee and KD. That's definitely not at all confusing with the mini-map dots. Anyway, here comes Sloth to the line to put himself P9. Coleman now set in pole position. A 1:18.146. Shawnee choosing to pit this time. Now I have no idea how long is left in the session. It's basically been a permanent yellow in sector 1 for a good few minutes. As that lifts, we have about, or we'll round it to the nearest half a second. We'll call it 8.5 minutes. Half minute, I know what I meant. So we've got about 8.5 minutes left in the session. Time's looking pretty close through the field. We'll watch KD with the RB Ford powered V-Carb with that straight mode coming up to the Ascari corner. Now through turn 14. And the very tight hairpin-like corner of 15. And he's backed out and into the pits. You kind of just got a bit of the Red Bull Ford sound there. Personally, one of my favourite engines of the regulations or in the games in terms of sound. Do we have the other can see Newt in the Audi is just about to start a lap, so we'll listen on board with him. Or maybe we'll go to Shawnee, because I did say we would have a look at Shawnee. We'll do that in a second. As Newt, currently P10, he's going to come to the line to start a new lap. You can see the interesting way the Audi deploys its straight mode, where the rear wing drops instead of the rear wing drops from the top instead of kind of lifting from the front. Oh, that's a bit wide, and he goes invalid. We'll take a look at Joker, see if we can get a bit of a demonstration of how some of the other teams do the straight mode. Maybe not, he's just invalidated. Yeah, you can kind of, maybe not Frosty there, didn't seem to have it activated. Here comes Swanson in the Ferrari. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. The way it lifts from the front. Unfortunately, it's not the Macarena version, which has kind of gone a bit famous. Shawnee's invalidated his next run. Watching this gun on board, that's it. Interesting looking helmet. Oh. Take a look at Finley just behind, then, who is on a flying lap. Looking very, very tidy there through turn 11. Ooh, oh, not that button. Turns 11 and 12. Yeah, that's the one. So let's see where Finley's going to put himself now. I've completely lost track of his sectors. He's going to box as well. But here comes Shawnee onto on a second attempt now. Needs to find about 2 tenths to take pole position back at the moment. We will keep an eye on that as things unfold. There he comes, he's about 2 tenths up, or nearly 3 tenths up, as he comes through the end of sector 2, looking very, very tidy through 11 and 12. Got the straight mode open between 12 and 13 now. Looking very interesting on the brakes there. Carrying a fair bit of speed into 13. Now, into the hairpin 14. 15, sorry, and then into the turn 16, onto the start finish straight mode, open again. And it's going to put himself back to P1 with a 17.699. It was a 6/10 improvement in lap time, I think it said. And KD, while we were looking at that, KD moves up to 3rd. Colin is currently on an out lap. See if he can return back to P1 before the end of the next 3.5 minutes. Watch Moxie now as he comes. He's lost a little bit of time in the Alpine there. The Alpine, another one that's gone for the drop down from the back rear wing. He's going to pit this time. Let's take a look at. Oh, I don't know if that's. I can't tell if that was an impeding or if that was just both drivers getting out of the way at the same time. And that's Easy Life and Newt. Easy Life moving to the McLaren team for season 17. And Newt is going to pit this time. Look at TMK, who seems to be improving a little bit here. Just come through the end of sector 2. Now on the run to turn 13. In the Williams, I've got plenty of experience in that Williams car. at Formula Student, they had the Williams sim racing team had a simulator set up in the paddock, and I think apart from one day, I did at least one lap a day on that rig. Ended up P9 of everyone on the leaderboard, but I think P8 in terms of uni students, because I think the Formula Student sim kind of guy, or their sim coordinator, or whatever it's called, I think he set a time that was just faster than me. Anyway, TMK up to 6th place in the Williams. Let's take a look through the field. EXO, I think that must have been an off lap as they come through turns 1 and 2. Now let's get there. So let's follow EXO on this run. We might switch to Coleman in a minute. I mean, that's not going to work, I guess. So where's Coleman? Coleman is down according to the... and he's getting out of the way. He might not have time for another lap. Finley is currently 0.18 up through the first sector. Oh, never mind. Never mind. That's the sector thing's been a bit dodgy. It's +1, sorry, as he comes through sector 1. How's he going to do through sector 2? EXO has retired from the session. He's gained a little bit back through sector 2, which is pretty much all full throttle. No. He's going to have to be careful of traffic here. There's 2 Ferraris just ahead of him. One he's successfully negotiated past. And I wonder if a few people have misjudged the timings. I don't know. Here comes Friendly now to the line. He's improved the time, but no place improvement. He's going to be 4th. Anybody else seems to be improving? Moxie, we'll take a look now. Yeah, he's quite close. We'll look at TMK now. Oh, he's a bit of a moment coming through the final corner. Oh, just short of an improvement. Bird moves up to 9th on his final lap. Where's Simon going to put himself in the other Cadillac? Here comes Simon. Simon's going to stay in 10th unless Newt has something to say about it. He was using all the track right there as we cut to him. He's going to come up to the line now. Is it going to be P11 or is it going to be... I think there was a place change. It cut just as... yeah, he's moved up to 9th. Unfortunately, there's going to be no Cadillac grid lockout. Oh, a row lockout by Cadillac. But let's take a look at the qualifying results before they quickly go away. Shawnee P, what a lap from him. He's on pole position ahead of Lord Coleman by 0.4 of a second. KD races in 3rd. Finley in 4th, which gives us an RB Ford front row and second row lockout. Swanson, Muxie, Frosty, TMK, Elnute and Bird, the rest of the top 10. Sime, Joker, Easy Life, Sloth, EXO and Smug Git, the rest of the field. Right. Yeah, I don't know where Shawnee P has found all this pace. Because, well, to be fair, he's been steadily improving in the time I've known him. But, bloody hell, I've never seen anyone jump from about midfield to race winning in that short space of a time. Anyway, have a quick break for a second. Should only be 2 minutes. Hopefully be back. Gives us enough time to have a quick championship rundown, even though it's kind of obvious what they look like after one round. Yeah, we'll have a quick break for a minute and then I'll be back with you very, very shortly. We are underway for the formation lap. You can see Sean is on the medium tyres. Let's take a look what everyone else is on. Seems to be a mix throughout the field here. Top 5 on the mediums. Moxie, Bird, Syme, Joker, Easy Life and Exo on the hards. To answer your question, Jax, about Smug, I think Smug retired before he set a valid lap. Not sure why. But no, I don't know. That might be something to ask Smug himself about. Or unless he'll put up in Discord later why he abandoned his quali run. Subscribe to the Only Laps. Speaking of Smug, he's a little bit off the back of everyone in the formation lap here. Luckily, there's none of the simulated pre-start procedures. So once everyone's lined up, it is a straight start to the race. Let me just do the thing quick before I forget. Okay, there we go. Perfectly timed as well. Well, it's a little bit later than usual, but here we go. 5 red lights and they're out here in DRS. And let's see, Shorty P, what a start. He's absolutely clear as they come through turn 1. There's a V-carb on the grass. I think that is KD Races. Everyone seems to be safely through. And I don't know if Smoke's got a technical problem with his equipment. He's stopped. There's someone in the gravel at turn 3. And Muxie's out of the session. And that brings out a virtual safety car. So just when we thought we were going to get a very clean first lap, and oh, that is a very... We just caught what happened to Muxie. Very unfortunate start for the Alpine driver, the only Alpine driver in the session. And but what a getaway for Shawnee P. I mean, I know he's going to be controlling the pace under virtual safety car right now, but here we go, we're back to green, normal grip and straight mode has been activated. We're going to get the overtake this time as well as they come through the final corner. And that is the end of lap 1 of 29. Shawnee P currently in the lead. Swanson is coming into the pit. Whether that's linked to the Muxie incident, we will find that out. But it's... And I think that's happened to Finley as well. Finley has gone backwards. Lord Coleman trying to go round the outside at turn 4. And he's ahead as they go through turn 5. What a move for Lord Coleman. Simon getting the time penalty for, oh, I assume it's track limits. But Shawnee's going to be using... He might have a bit of an energy advantage over Coleman right now. Obviously, energy is very crucial with the 2026 regulation cars. So now, Shawnee's going to look. He's going to go round the outside on the brakes. Is he going to make the move? There's contact. Coleman's lost out there. He's not lost too much. He's still going to get the overtake mode for the next lap. If you're watching, you're not aware of what the overtake mode is. If you are within a second of the driver the driver ahead, as you come to the little, well, it's quite hard to see it on the screen. There's a little blue dot on the mini map there. If you are within a second behind, just like the DRS used to be, you will get an extra energy boost during the next lap to help you overtake the car ahead, and you will able to activate it after where the little blue line is, just after turn 15. It's quite hard to tell where it is, but you'll see the OT boards on the side of the track if they've not been taken out. But Shawnee's boys, well, he's pulled the gap he needs to be safe from the overtake. Not to mention there's also the straight mode, which is a bit like DRS, but this time everyone gets it for the whole session rather than just as an overtaking tool. And that is the SM boards on the side of the circuit, or the pink lines on the track map. And Shawnee is checking out. There's another yellow flag. Can't see anyone going slowly, so I'm not sure what happened there. But now Coleman could be at threat here from KD Races. So KD will have the overtake mode in his disposal. Let's actually put the telemetry up so you can kind of see how it affects the car. You see the energy bar goes to a blue colour when you have the overtake mode. And he might be at risk of Frosty. Frosty's going to have more battery here coming out of turn 12. In the Aston Martin, which isn't the most favoured car in real life, but he seems to be making it work here in DRS. Another round the outside overtake into turn 13. But now Frosty probably has lost the ability to use the straight mode. Coleman has gained a lot of time with Shawnee. Not sure what's happened there. It was about 1.2, 1.3 seconds last time I looked. It's now about 4/10. Now Coleman needs to think about his battery. Because the worst thing you can do, especially with the overtake mode, is use it all on that lakeside straight and have nothing to either defend or make another attack with going into turn 13. He seems to have saved a little bit here. He's going to use a bit of deployment. But he's going to have no battery here. So he's relying on just slipstream. And maybe a little bit of regen. He's cut the curve a little bit, trying to get a little bit of an advantage. He's tucked in behind Shawnee now, but Shawnee is just ahead enough as they come on the brakes for turn 13. Let's see, what can Shawnee do when he's under threat? Let's actually turn the telemetry off for a little bit. I've noticed Smug Gate is also DNF'd. I don't know if I noticed that earlier, but I can only assume there's some technical issues either with his wheel or with the game that's just affected his chances this evening. So now we seem to have a four-way fight at the front here. Yep, Coleman is definitely up for this. But he's got to be careful he doesn't leave himself vulnerable to Frosty or KD behind him. I've got to say, well, both Red Bull teams this game, as Coleman gets a much better exit out of turn 16 on the run to the line. Does seem to have enough in it though to make the move into turn 1. But both the Red Bull kind of backed teams have got very lovely colours this season. It's nice to see the Red Bull team back to their traditional colours of like a normal blue. And the VCAB was always got that lovely white and blue. With the Red Bull. Oh, look at Frosty! He's gone around the outside of all of them! Oh, he's just not got enough to pass Shawnee. There's another yellow flag out on the lakeside straight there. Not sure what's happened. But Frosty backing out of that. He's left himself vulnerable. Coleman was back through, and I think KD Races might be back through as well. Yes, he is. So already we've had a very entertaining first 7 laps to this race. We've not even had pit stops yet. I can see Bird is coming to the pits. Was it? Yes, he has. And Simon. Oh, it's going to get a bit awkward in the Cadillac garages. Both Cadillacs in at the same time. Hopefully there's not going to be too much of a delay for Simon, who's the second of the two to pit. Let's move back to the lead here. You can see Frosty's trying the outside once again. I think he's made it work. Oh, he's had a bit of a slow exit because of the wider entry to turn 11. And Coleman, he's going to look up the inside into turn 13. He's not going to make the pass. Shawnee holds on. Well, while we've been focused on lead battle, oh, that is a mistake for TMK. We just caught that. He's facing the wrong way. He's going to have to try and get himself turned around pretty quickly before he gets disqualified. There he goes. He's going to be missing a wing for a lap though. That was very unfortunate. Let's take a look at elsewhere in the pack. We've got EXO. And he's got Sloth and Joker just behind them. EXO being one of our newcomers this season. Where did EXO finish last week? EXO. Never mind, I don't think EXO raced at all. So yeah, this is EXO's kind of debut in DRS and seems to be doing pretty well. But we'll move back up to the front because Frosty now up to second place. But Coleman seems to be trying to get it straight back into turn 1. They're side by side. Oh, there was contact and Coleman. Oh, he's just about held on to it, but he was almost all the way around. He's lost a chunk of time because of that. And they've given Shawnee a bit of breathing room. It's not lasted long. Now signed with the fastest lap of the race. 20.772. Not sure who had it before. Oh, it was a bit wide for Frosty there. It's a bit of a moment out of 10.13 as well. There we go, on to the start finish straight again. I think KD might be lining up a move here. You can see where the driver's been cutting the entry to turn up the apex to turn 1, should I say. And through goes KD Races to make it a V-carb 1-2 at the front of this race. There's almost too much going on to pay attention to everybody. As Frosty's going to have another go around the outside. He doesn't quite make it this time. He's got more straight mode into turn 13, but again, no pass available. Now, thinking about Frosty and his Aston Martin, it makes me think about Aston Martin in real life, and I don't know, it just makes me wonder, where did it all go wrong for them? You know, Adrian Newey, you know, they're going to have the money from the Stroll family, and obviously Saudi Arabia through Aramco. They've had Honda engines which have basically been dominating F1 for the last 5 years or so, with the exception of last year. Whether they be factory Honda or Honda through Red Bull, but Frosty gets a penalty now. Too many track limits. Same goes for Alan Newt there in 6th place. But you know, you'd think the way... Well, Shawnee and Frosty now coming to the pits. But yeah, you'd think Aston had the perfect formula, but it's not gone well for him. TMK getting the penalty as well now. And the garages are right next to each other, so we can kind of see the stops simultaneously. They come out the pits now. Yeah, not far away from half race distance. It'll be interesting to see what KD's gonna do. For the moment, let's take a look at Easy Life, who's going to have those two provisional leaders behind him. I say behind him, one's past him, and the other man will not get as they come through turns 11 and 12. Frosty's still going to have to wait behind Easy Life from the looks of things. Frosty's going to be made to take the outside line through. He's got through, but it wasn't the quickest way through. KD now into the pits as well. He's going to promote EXO to the lead in their first ever race here in DRS. But we've got to bear in mind that EXO and Joker, they're still yet to pit here in Australia. Now let's keep an eye. Shawnee's about... Oh, excuse me. Shawnee is about 3 seconds behind. Oh, it's now, never mind, 2.5. But he's going to have to defend from Frosty at some point in this time. And KD as well. KD's managed to rejoin just behind him. Coleman not too far away either, so if he does get a second wind or if there's a safety car, Coleman can easily be back into this race. And there seems to be, let me scroll back here, a bit of a traffic jam. Swanson, Finley and Al Newt, and maybe even Bird. There's a yellow flag, we completely missed that. Frosty has dropped down to 6th place, not sure what has happened. In the time we looked away, Easy Life's managed to gain back onto these guys. So now Shawnee P, he's chasing down Joker. It'll be now RB Ford versus Mercedes Power as they come around the lake now. Shawnee's going to sneak it up the inside as just before the straight mode activation. And there's another car between him and the chasing drivers in this race. I think we're going to see EXO and Joker probably pit in the next few minutes probably. But I really cannot believe what I'm seeing from this driver. He's shown so much improvement in the last couple seasons. TMK back in the pits onto some soft tyres. And there seems to be a bit of a battle there. KD is now passed on Joker. And where's Coleman and Frosty? Frosty is really dropping off. Not sure what has happened to the Aston driver. He puts TMK a lap down. Let's move our way back up to the top. We'll actually go on board with Shawnee here. Get a little bit of that RB. Oh, look at that. Listen to the lift and coast. We'll listen to it as he comes up to the next kind of braking zone. So he'll have the slipstream on EXO and gets straight through. No issues. Let's see if he does a bit of a lift and coast. Clear a little bit of it there. Let's do it again. You can't hear it there, just the way the revs just go very suddenly quiet. Now, it's safe to say whoever's coached this guy knows what they're doing. And if they are watching this tonight, you know who you are. There's a yellow flag. TMK is out. And we are under safety car. What did I mention a few laps ago? That if there was a safety car in this race, it's going to put Lord Coleman straight back into the fight. And it may have just helped Frosty's chances too. We have pit stops here again. As he one of the main beneficiaries of the pits of the safety car is EXO. He's managed to keep himself in P2. Sean's deciding to stay out, interestingly. Maybe thinking that it's not worth burning another set of mediums when you've only done a handful of laps on the hards. So I think we're just waiting on a few drivers to rejoin the back of the field. So I think we're just waiting on Swanson and Syme. So let's look at where everyone's at. I think everyone's onto new tyres except Shawnee. Now, there must be some sort of genius behind why he's chosen to stay out instead of pitting like the others. Sorry for the sounds, I'm just letting someone know that. About the race. There we go. I think we're going to get a restart. Yes, we are. Almost exactly as I was going to say. We're going to get a restart this time. Leaves us with about 9 laps to go. Why is Easy Life missing the nose cone? What is going on with that McLaren? Last time I checked, F1 cars don't look like that. Anyway, good evening, 6 Pompano. But here we go, we're going to come round to the final corner. Let's see, when does Shawnee go for it? I think Exo almost misunderstood, but I think we are back to green. Oh, we're gonna get the glitch where it says sector 3 caution for ages, aren't we? Anyway, here we go. Exo's gonna give him a bit of a fight here, you know. I mean, choosing them hards at the start is kind of gone in their favour. Unintentionally, of course, but here we go. Gonna come up to the kind of first real test of the battery deployment around the lake. Here we go. Oh, there's contact. The barrel shot. Frosty's out, and I think we are back on the safety car. I'm not sure what happened there. I could hear the contact, but that is one of our contenders from earlier out of the race here on lap 21. Well, probably won't be a long restart because everyone's still quite bunched together. That was it. Easy Life into the pit. I'm hoping that's going to fix his nose problem. Oh no, wait, no, I was looking at the wrong person. Sorry, Joker, Sloth and Simon to the pits. Bring change for Joker, so I'm not sure what's happening there. I can only assume Joker's had a Easy Life's left this session. It's all happened in the last I'd say that, yeah, it's all the drama's really come in the last kind of 5 laps or so. Oh. I've only just noticed as well the mirror kind of indicator lights, or the mirror hazard lights. They light up under safety car. That is kind of cool. Well, something I've never noticed before. That's Easy Life. Now into the pits this time after I mistaken them last time. I assume that's under AI because I don't think they've reconnected. Have they? No, it's still under AI, which is not ideal. Oh, and it's put them on the yards as well, which is not ideal. Well, from what we did see on the first restart there, Exo, he looks like he's got a bit of promise. You know, he could be a bit of a dark horse here for the win. Although it seems like this season it's going to be Shawnee who's the one to beat. Don't want to put too much pressure on him as Easy Life rejoins us. Yeah, I don't want to go putting too much pressure on Shawnee. But I think he's the man to beat this season. I think we're going to get one more lap of safety. No, no, we're not. Never mind. Right. 6. I think virtual F1 cars are more reliable than botched together single seaters by students. So I don't think the FS curse is going to hit here. Anyway, we're going to come to a restart here. Is Shawnee going to leave it late-ish again? No, he's gone basically right on the exit of the final corner. Coleman's got to be careful he doesn't pass before the line. Bird up to 5th, and he's missing the nose cone as well now, so there's a glitch for EA to fix out. So here we come. Turn 3 now. He's going to have Finley up his inside. Finley's kind of gone a bit missing in this race after qualifying on row 2, I think it was. No, that might be a glitch for EA to sort out with the noses going missing. Let's get to the front though. Let's take a look. Shawnee's going to be ahead as they come through 11 and 12. Let's take a look. How does EXO get on with defending from KD? KD under attack from Coleman as well. It seems like they've made the glitch with the permanent yellow flag even worse. Usually it deactivates after the first safety car, but no. Now on to lap 25. KD races with the fastest lap of the race, a 1:20.145, and let's see. Does anyone have anything for Shawnee here in the final 5 laps of the race? We have, well, basically everyone's still in contention, really. Look how close everyone is. I will add a correction to what you just said, Six. But let's take a look at the battles. They're going through side by side. Oh, there's contact. Oh, that's EXO into the gravel. He's managed to keep rolling. Oh, that was a bit... It's a bit awkward going side by side in any corner at Albert Park, but that's the one you don't want to go side by side at. Oh, it's EXO. It's all unraveling. Let's take a look up to the front now. It's currently an RB Ford Red Bull Powertrains Ford lockout at the front here on the podium. At what point do we say Red Bull Powertrain dominance? My Bull fans. Easy Life has left us once again. So I'm not sure what's happening. Is it connection? Is it... I don't know. Something's not right there. But we'll look at Coleman. He's gaining on Shawnee. Not quite close enough into turn 11, but he's got a very good run out of 12. If he's got the battery, he might have a go into 13. I don't think he will, unfortunately. But it's setting us up for a good finale to this race. The second... Oh, is Coleman's going to have a bit of a switch. He's had a look. Oh, he's made contact. I think Shawnee lost it on the power. Didn't see any damage. Did he spook Shawnee a bit? Did the switching of sides catch the RB driver off guard? So now Coleman to the lead of this race with about 3 3/4 of a lap to go. Oh, sorry, 2 3/4 of a lap to go. Shawnee staying with it though, so he's not exactly out of it, but he's gonna need the best 2 laps of his career to potentially get something, another win maybe. EXO dropping down to 9th now after that incident on the restart just now. So we now come to start the penultimate lap of Australia here in DRS Season 17. Now, let's see. Does anyone have anything for Coleman on the final lap and a half? At the moment, it looks like Coleman's going to run away and potentially take his first win of the season. Bird now up to 4th. We'll move back and have a look at that, as we now have both new teams in the top 5. Bird and Newt representing Cadillac and Audi. But Finley's just gone and ruined that by taking P5, or is Newt going to get it straight back? They're side by side into turn 13. I think Finley's just going to win that one. Or is Sloth going to take the pair of them maybe? No, he's not. He's going to potentially get Newt. No, never mind. An interesting dive has not worked out. But we're now coming to the final lap. KD Races 2.5 tenths behind Coleman as we start the lap. It's going to be an all or nothing lap for KD Races. Can he make sure VCarb keep their winning record up in Season 17? Or is it going to go to the other Red Bull powertrain team of the factory Red Bull? We only have a handful more corners to decide that fate. So come through to turn 6 and 7 now. And then we're going to go all the way around the lake with turn 8. Is KD Races coming out too early? He's got to remember the battery and the overtake mode. Shortly's going to be out of the win now unless these two get penalties. I'm not sure where they're at for track limits. Coleman is going to be safe at least through turn 12. He might be safe for 13. It's going to need a big mistake or something to go horribly wrong. He has a bit of a mistake through turn 13. KD Races sticks his nose up the inside. He's not close far enough alongside. And I think Coleman might just hold on to this one. Let's see how they get through turn 16 now. And it's going to be Coleman, I think. KD Races is gaining, but he's not gaining enough. Lord Coleman will win round 2 of DRS. And it's side by side between Shawnee and Bird for P3. Shawnee holds on. And we didn't even see where everyone else finished. What a race that was. Safe to say, I love these regulations. This is the first kind of proper race I've seen in the games with them. And, wow. So, it is a Red Bull Ford engine lockout of the podium in Australia. So, right, what I was going to say to you about 6, about the suspension break into a cone. Didn't I say about Biscaya, the team from Basque Country, that, oh, they're going to do well, they're a good team, and they broke down on like lap 1 or 2. Lost connection to the lobby. Lovely. online services has fucked itself, I think. Great. Have EA servers gone down just as we finished that race? That is perfect timing. Well, I was going to give a results rundown, but I'm going to have to do that next week if I remember to do it before the race. Thank you all for watching. I think we've got 5 people on stream at the moment. Well, you've been here since, well, about 8 o'clock when I put the stream on. Or well, you just joined us in the last few laps at the end there. Yeah. Thank you all for watching anyway. Where are we next week? That's a good thought. We are at Monaco. Luckily, what's this? Oh. Yeah, we're going to Monaco, the Principality next week. 28th of July, 8 PM local time, or I should say race time, should I say. Yeah, so hopefully you'll join us in Monaco next week. And until then, have a good week. And we'll see you all next Tuesday, 8 PM. Same place as usual. And yeah. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Good night.